Hey guys, welcome to yet another Battleblood commentary. So again, this is pre-Winter Tusk time, and this time we're going second versus a double ice life balance combo. So as you can see, Kyle Hexshield is over on he's the balance right there. Luke and Victoria being the ice, and then Brittany will be the life player. So here we're going to see some standard play. She's going to block. She's going to play basically her life card, putting up those two shields, and then her balance ally Kyle at the end there, putting up some storm shields. So basically pointing out which player is the life player on this end. And she does have a creeper, it seems. So as you can see, both teams right now shielding up their life player is pretty standard play, and we're doubling up on some shields like towers just to make sure that Cassandra is as safe as possible. She's going to make sure we're not surprised. Since we're going second, we need to be able to find any kind of stun block to get ready for the next round in case they choose to play that. Meanwhile, one ice will be playing as a shield breaker, apparently throwing out Blizzard very early on just to be able to get through one tower shield and that other ice shield. So now there's only one tower left. Perhaps the life player Brittany there can kick it off, ready for Victoria Icewhisper to hit us next. But we're going to make sure that Cassandra can't get stunned in case they are trying for some big hits and whatnot. And Fallon, I will actually blind them with the smoke screen to make sure they cannot combo us and stun us reliably. And Fallon's just going to be able to build up her pips. Now we know that, they cannot, let's see, they won't be able to play, let's see, anything, let's see, okay. Normally Fallon would hit at this point, but no, we're looking to build up pips actually to remove all those stun shields because those players will just put those shields back up. So we need to strike the life player as soon as possible. The other three players are tankier than the life player, so that's why she's getting all the shields right now. So we're actually having Cass build up, and now Ronan's gonna put them, take away some of their life at least, cause that life player to think, oh, okay, well my teammates are now not are no longer at full life, so let's send out some heals here, and I'm gonna put up another smoke screen to make sure that they still cannot dispel Fallon, they can't stun us too reliably. Now I'm gonna put up some reliable stun shielding. Cassandra's gonna go ahead and storm elf at this point, and we're afraid that these players may hit and strike on Fallon. So here's Ronan playing a cleanse on top of her in case they manage to dispel her. Again, we're playing from second, and so we don't want. So we have that disadvantage of playing into a dispel. So Ronan is gonna go ahead and build up pips, and also cleanse Fallon of any potential dissipates that may go on top of her. But since there weren't any, at least the weakness could have been played on her too. So we're gonna try to get rid of any kind of debuff on top of Fallon. She's going to get a full hit through as we intended, and now we're going to stun some of these players. We're going to stun, let's see, yeah, pretty much the first three. The last person, oh, he has no resist, it seems, and so he's going to take a huge hit, down to 94 hit points. So it looks like he has either critical gear or he doesn't have any storm resistance whatsoever. So, but he's not stunned, so the best he can really do is throw out a Nova at this point, or some kind of heals. Anyways, Cassandra's going to try to finish the job. Since I'm able to empower and whatnot, be ready to heal our group, we're going to have Cassandra hit. Basically act as a surprise to the other team. They're not expecting that that Cassandra, that our life player would just throw out pips so so loosely like that. But we're going to go ahead and do that and force basically that life player to not hit us but heal her teammates. Force those ice players to not be able to blade up too soon. They already have a plague on top, and we're going to knock out that balance player at the same time. Let's see. Fearing perhaps a Nova would come out, that we're going to have to that we're actually going to have to play some combos to knock out the rest of these players. So anyways, took out the balance player, all those pips unused. He decided to play shields to try to protect the life player further, but I think what he could have done was play a Nova, try to get some damage out there, try to reduce reduce all four of us from any hits. I'm gonna go ahead and put smokescreen up once again in case they decide to dispel or hit really hard with stacked blades. Let's see. So now these players are, let's see, they're down pretty hard. They're not able to reliably heal, let alone if she does heal, she'll heal into that infection right there. She manages to get that off a critical, so she's getting typically, a typically boosted rebirth right there. I mean, it's a very small boost because of the infection. It doesn't seem like she has the crafted a Thamen ring for this. So anyways, Ronan's gonna go ahead and try to send as much damage into her as possible. And we're just going to attack all over. I mean, she does have an ice shield up, so I'm going to play my Snow Angel right here and send as much damage into these players, knowing that they will heal and therefore will need to basically force that life player to use as many pips as possible so she cannot survive perhaps a barrage of attacks. As you can see on our side, we've got 3 convictions up, so they cannot rely on just hitting us to stun us at this point. Fallon's going to go ahead and throw out perhaps the coup de grace. Yeah, there it is. Going to slam into that life player. Now we're expecting these ice players to perhaps carry some heals for their allies, so now they're down by 2 players, so now we need to worry about preventing them from healing. So Victoria can heal with perhaps a rebirth amulet or a satyr. Same thing with, well, Luke can probably play some sort of heal for their life player. But no, this is interesting what Victoria is doing here. Double-bladed Frost Giant with a weakness though, on top of 4 players with conviction up, or I mean 3 players with conviction up. So it is going to stun Fallon. There's no guarantee that it'll stun the rest of us, but it does get through anyway. So a little lucky break for them. So at least they can heal now, if that's what she was worried about and hoping to hit. But I'm assuming that because we have the conviction up, that both ice players will have to hit. But he's going to miss here. So we were expecting the game to basically advance a lot longer than this, considering that, well, those ice players, you know, if they throw out some heals, they would have this. They would put their life player back in the game. They'll get that balance back up, and those 2 ices will basically, with their high resist, be able to have a huge buffer against any other incoming damage from us. But instead, they're just going to spam attacks at this point. So, not really sure what they were doing. Maybe she felt like giving up or at some point. I don't know. But just tossing out the attacks early like that. Maybe they're trying to hit us to death or something. Yeah, another Frost Giant here. So, you know, interesting counter. I guess they don't have any heals on them, so their only option right now is just to hit, and try to kill us faster than we can heal. Which works very rarely. I mean, there aren't too many cases where you'll find hitting to death actually winning over a heal type of group. But I mean, we did a pretty nice job in preventing the other team from reliably stopping us at any point. I think if the ice players had played the Frost Giants much earlier, instead of worrying about blades, they could have stopped us and prevented their life player from going down so easily. Allow her to actually heal up some, but they didn't do that. Or well, they couldn't, especially because of the convictions being placed up, and now with the stun shield being placed on us, it's going to be a lot more difficult for these ice players to really stop us just by hitting over and over. Now we've smoked them once again, ensuring that, okay, well, if they try to cleanse off that, if Victoria tries to cleanse off the entangle, we'll actually have that blocked with that smoke screen as well. So it was in a way acting as a anti-heal strategy as well. So he's trying to play another ice spell. I think they're trying to play cards as they go, but if they're trying to hit, they're not I mean, they basically don't have any ally heals or heals for their allies. So, you know, important thing in team PvP is always, I mean, even if you're a storm player, try to have at least a sprite or something to play for one of your allies. Maybe you can, I mean, especially in 4v4, you need to be able to play 4 cards per turn from each side. So with the chain stunning returning into the arena nowadays, we are actually you're going to have to consider deck size. You're going to have to consider flexibility. I mean, if you have such a large deck without as many stun blocks, or at least anti-stun spells like Conviction, then you're going to have a very hard time in surviving against chain stunners. But it is survivable. There is a loophole now developed for that. But that would be, I think that'll be detailed in some future videos. Instead of doing a commentary, we'll go ahead and do some guides on how to resist chain stunners. I mean, there is the resist gear, but your cards and your decks also have to coincide with that. And we have some 2 friends. They're actually YouTube viewers as well. Bram's Spirit Flame, I believe. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And Autumn Willow Blossom. They've been helping us out, especially last night. Actually, they've been helping us develop some strategies and actually test them out. To be able to play against chain stunners. I mean, there is a limit. There are some limitations and boundaries with chain stun play. So, but we'll go over that in some future videos. We hope to release it in the near, I don't know, maybe it'll be a few weeks or so. There is some positive note though. And as you can see, we've basically taken out Luke at this point, and Victoria is just the last player standing. But there's some good news actually in relation to what KingsIsle is doing about the chain stunning situation. And if you go to the official forums on Wizard101.com, you can see that Grey Rose has written that they're looking into finding balancing measures for the chain stunning problem once again. So, you know, interesting problem. I think they should replace the return to the 4 shields, but maybe because stun block now gives 2, maybe reduce it down to 3 stun shields. As you can see, I finally attained a rank of Elite 1337, which is Elite speak. And if you don't know what that is, you can go ahead and Wikipedia it or Google it to find out what that really means. But anyways, so yeah, pretty short video this time, and all I have to say is bring heals for your allies. You know, regardless of what school you are, bring it as a treasure, bring it as a regular spell. You can train up to Sprite maybe, or even Satyr if you have 7 points to spare, I believe. But yeah, definitely have heals whenever you can. It always helps in team play. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, comment, and like it if you'd like to see more, and we'll see you in the spiral. GG.